Hello everybody, Jake Loddick here again. And in my last video on the Eagle Transporter, I hinted at what my next project was going to be. And you see it in front of you. Well, one of these vehicles will be my next project. I thought before I started work on a Knight 2000 though that I'd actually discuss the history of the model kits. Reason being is the Knight 2000 model kit underwent some evolution over the years, and as a result, not all KITT kits are the same. Majority of what you see, you've got 4 examples of boxes here from different eras of Knight 2000 from MPC, plus I also threw in a Knight Rider Season 4 Aoshima kit, which I will talk briefly about towards the end. In any event, let's get started and talk about the differences. In 1982, Knight Rider debuted on television to much fanfare, and the show was so popular it actually lasted another 4 complete seasons, and of course we know all about it, and we can still watch it in syndication on some channels. But probably the most popular part of the show was the car itself, the Knight 2000. The original Knight 2000 was, of course, as most purists know by now, a 1982 model Firebird Trans Am. And Glenn Larson, according to an interview with him, he said that he was able to get a hold of 2 of the first Trans Ams off the production line. That's what they used to film the pilot. For the series, they actually had access to some stunt cars. Apparently there was a train derailment out in California, and they got a hold of 12 cars, which were basically written off as unsellable. And Glenn kind of split up the fleet. 6 cars went to be used on Knight Rider, 6 cars went to be used on the Fall Guy. Anyway, part of the reason I'm shooting this video is because since the model kit Knight 2000 was closely tied with the stock Firebird Trans Am, which MPC was making as a standard production kit known as an annual, it meant changes were incorporated into the molds over the years, and as a result there are some differences that crept in, and not all Knight Rider kits are the same. I'm going to talk a little about those differences and give you some pointers on what to do, what to look for if you are looking to get a hold of one of these original Knight Rider kits. And other reason I'm talking about that is with the later kit issue that was released 2 years ago, the mold could not be converted back to the original configuration. There were just too many changes done to it. But I'm going to show you a way to overcome that, because that's one of the things I'm going to have to do when I build my model of Knight Rider. Anyway, these 2 boxes, they look almost the same, but if you look close, one of them says a Golden Opportunity kit, and the other one says features authentic details. The one on the left is a original MPC model kit. Not the very first boxing. This is actually the second boxing. The very first boxing said a golden opportunity to win a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette as part of a sweepstakes. These original MPC kits in the early 80s, they came with tokens printed on the box, and if you collected enough tokens you could send them off to MPC and they would send you a free model kit. The more tokens you collected and redeemed, the bigger the kit you could do. I actually took part in that when I was a kid. Took about 6 months before I finally got a model kit out of the mix, but I was happy with it. And it was kind of a nice way to turn these model kits into like a self-liquidating promotion. I mean, it's not uncommon today to see some boxes on the secondary market having the Golden Opportunity tokens taken off of them. MPC was an independent company based in Michigan, and they lasted until about 1986, 85-86 time frame. MPC was actually bought by the Ertl Corporation, who had already owned AMT Ertl, and as a result, when the change was made, this box dates from about 85-86. The symbol was changed. Golden Opportunity was changed. Features Authentic Details was done in place of Golden Opportunity. And it says on the side, look for other exciting AMT and MPC Ertl model kits at your local retail store. The part number on the box is also changed as well. The original kit, let's see, original kit was part number 1-0675, and it was replaced by Ertl stock number 6377. That would be all well and good if just the box art's changed, but some changes were done to the mold of the car starting around 1984, and well, that's where things get kind of interesting. Alright, in this little discussion, I'm not going to show you every kit of the Knight Rider model kits. I mean, other guys have done that pretty well. SKMR did a really good review of the original issue from 1982-83. And at the same time, Boyd over at Trex Works did a really nice build of the modern MPC Knight Rider car, and he talked a little about some of the differences on the body in the current one. But anyway, I'm doing this to kind of show you that some changes did creep into the molds, but it doesn't hurt anything if you're looking to just build a accurate model of Knight Rider. Anyway, the body, of course, as most of us are all aware of, the 1982 style Trans Am had a little like louver vent located on the front fender just behind the front tire. Didn't do anything, it was just purely decorative. And that vent stayed there for quite a number of years, up through, I think, in model kit form, MPC kept it on there through 1987. 1988 they actually altered the molds. But some changes were popping in even earlier on. Looking over here, you can see the two hoods. I've got a hood with the bulge, and I've got a second hood that has the louvers in it. The original early Knight Riders just had a flat hood, just like the 82 Pontiacs they were based on. When 1984, Pontiac introduced a hood with these louver openings in the nose, and so MPC introduced that on the model kit, and as a result, when they did that, basically it was the flat hood mold that they altered, and every Knight Rider kit that was issued subsequent to 1984 has those louvers in the hood. Pretty much almost everything else remains unchanged. The only other difference that I found is the tail lights, whereas in the first run kits were flat with no edge detailing, the tail lights in these kits started appearing with some sort of etch detailings, and actually I think the etch detailings were starting to come out in the MPC Ertl boxings. I had a total of two of the original MPC kits when I was a kid, and as far as I know, even though the hood changes were starting to happen, the tail light lenses still stayed about the same. So you had the etchings on the side, but they did not put any Pontiac logos on them. This style of kit with this style of parts was issued, near as I can tell, from like 1984 through 1987. After that, some more extreme changes came about. In 1988, that's when we started seeing the body mold changes. The white Firebird body I just put down is out of a AMT Ertl 20th anniversary Pontiac Trans Am, specifically Indy 500 pace car. And this is actually the body that is currently available in the current Knight Rider model kits. So, main difference is you've got the trim stripe on it, whereas the original door was flat. Now actually the door ding trim stripe was actually correct for a Knight Rider. MPC did not alter the mold back then, even though the Knight Rider cars, except for a couple of the stunt cars, even though they had this stripe on the cars starting in Season 1. But as you can see, the vent on the front fender, that went bye-bye when they altered the mold. Near as I can tell, I think there was 2 distinct sets of molds, because actually the very first kit alteration, model kit of the Pontiac Firebird was 1988, where they tooled it up with Firebird GTA badges. And then it looks like they probably had a second set of sides. Maybe that one was kept clean for the Knight Rider. But when it came to 1989 for the 20th anniversary Turbo Firebird, that's when the molds gained these Turbo Firebird logos, the Indy 500 logos, and then there was something on the rear roof pillars as well. So, if you find a kit from before 1987, 1988, you're probably safe. The only problem is, okay, on the MPC Ertl kits, it is very hard to do that if you find one in the shrink wrap. I actually had a version of a Knight Rider model kit that had Firebird GTA body, black. I think I got it like 1988, 89. So if you're looking for one at auction, one of the ones that say is featuring authentic details, and look for AMT Ertl and MPC model kits, I highly recommend looking for auctions or looking for kits that are not shrink wrapped so you can actually check the contents. If you find one that is still shrink wrapped, just be aware it's going to be a crapshoot. At the same time, too, if you go looking for an MPC model kit, one of the Golden Opportunity kits, just be aware that the hood, maybe the flat hood may be a little different. All the stock Knight Rider parts in there, though. Everything to build it as a Knight Rider is still accurate. Alrighty, now the MPC Ertl model kit was made until about, I think the last production of it was about 1989, 1990. After that, the kits went out of production for a while. Of course, there were so many out there on the market that retailers, I don't think, sold out of them until about 91, 92. MPC Ertl was fully absorbed into AMT Ertl in the early 90s. By the early 2000s, AMT Ertl had actually been sold to a company called Racing Champions, and they shut down a lot of the production of kits, mainly because they moved production from Mexico to China. And when they did that, they decided to dust off some of their old tooling, and somebody found the Knight Rider molds, and they said, hey, let's do the Knight Rider again. So 2006, I think it was 2006, AMT Ertl dusted off the molds, and voila, the 2000 Knight Rider was made available again. Rather than doing it in original MPC Ertl box art, they went with this revised packaging showing a picture of the built-up on the cover. And yeah, the picture on the built-up is accurate, including the little louver vent. I don't know how they managed that, because the tooling was altered, but they must have had an older one stashed away, and they said, hey, built this. But there's something interesting in this model kit that makes it very unique as far as Knight Riders go, and this might not be a bad option for you to consider if you want to build a model of KITT. Gray plastic. Look at that. Yeah, instead of black, AMT Ertl in their infinite wisdom decided to mold these things in gray, and for some modelers do like that, because it's a lot easier to make the alterations. Black plastic can be a little stiffer. It can also look really, really ugly until you start painting it. The body, again, it's the Turbo Firebird body. So it has the same symbols on it as that white Turbo Firebird body I showed a little earlier. But yeah, the vents on the side, they were gone by then. Never to be seen. So that's the reason why the current MPC bodies do not have them. Other thing that was done in the kit is they did provide you with clear parts tree for the windshield, the rear glass, and the T-tops. The original MPC and MPC Ertl kits, those had dark smoke tint. Now, it was kind of nice that they provided clear because technically in the show, the glass in the front windscreen were normally clear unless KITT had his windows fully tinted. The T-tops themselves, those were the ones that were nice and black. So this is the first Knight Rider kit that offered the totally clear parts as an option. Now this is interesting. They give you not one, not two, but 3 complete sets of taillights. I don't know what the thinking was there. I don't know, maybe I'm guessing that they decided, oh, let's provide some extras. But yeah, when the body got retooled, the taillights also got retooled, and they got a Pontiac logo embossed underneath, and they produced some more embossing on either side. Now the beauty of it is the embossing is on the inside of the glass, not the outside, so a little bit of clever masking and painting can obscure that on the model. The only big problem, of course, with the body is, okay, yeah, you've got the trim stripe on the side, but you still don't have that louver vent on the front fender, so it's not quite 100% accurate. So now we get to the crux or the punchline, as it were. As I said, the AMT Ertl plastic, everything was molded in gray. When Round 2 started producing MPC kits again and dusted off the Knight Rider molds, basically the plastic contents of this model kit are the same as the plastic contents of this model kit with the Turbo 89 Firebird body. Except this one is molded in gray, this one's molded in black. One of the other advantages of doing something in gray is if you want to light your Knight Rider dash, gray plastic is a lot easier to shine a light through to generate that Raytheon lighting compared to black plastic. Black plastic, on the other hand, is really, really good for plug-in light leaks. So there are some nice little advantages and disadvantages. Now, one of the things that the MPC kit provides you with, the new one from 2014, is you actually get decals, and in some cases 2 decals for various instruments on the dashboard. So you could actually decal one up stock and have another set left over if you want to try to do lighting or something. Let's talk briefly about the Aoshima model kit. Now, Aoshima's tooling is 100% different from the MPC tooling. For starters, this is a 1/24 scale model kit, whereas the other Knight Rider kits are all 1/25 scale. For small sub-assemblies, things can be transferred over between the two kits. However, as the sub-assemblies get larger, then the scale differences become more noticeable. And if you set the two models side by side when they're built next to each other, you will notice that the 1/24 scale model kit will probably be about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch longer, and might sit ever so slightly higher. Anyway, if you're looking for a completely accurate out-of-the-box Knight Rider, one of the Aoshima kits would probably do you just fine. They do tend to cost a little more than the MPCs, but they do have some nice advantages. For starters, they make multiple variations. This is Knight Rider Season 4. They also do Season 3 and Season 1 versions of the car. Plus, they also do the Knight Automated Roving Robot, KARR, which appeared in Season 1, and the version they do appeared in Season 3. Now, a lot of people are saying it's the same car, what's different? Well, if you want to do one of the Season 3 or Season 4 versions of the car, this one's got the uprated dashboard. And what was different on Season 4 is the little louver covers that covered over the parking lights that were seen, that have been seen since Season 1. Basically, by Season 4, they had totally eliminated those as separate covers, and they went with an all-new one-piece nose, if you don't count Super Pursuit mode. Yes, Aoshima also does have that rather interesting Super Pursuit mode variation. The body is completely different. It's a lot easier to do one of those than it is to hack up a MPC kit. Probably the only version of the model kit that Aoshima has not done is the convertible C button, but you could probably convert one of these other two to C button, even though the dash is not quite right. In fact, there's a good friend of mine in town that actually has a Knight Rider converted convertible, and he's still running, I believe, the Season 1 interior on it. I'll have to check with him on that. Another thing that's really nice about Aoshima is they also make an electronic scanner, and this is one of the reasons why I'm going to embark on doing a Knight Rider. There have been other scanners that have been done. I do know that Ralph Tenaglia has a Cylon Scanner Eye, which looks okay, but I think this one might work a little better. I paid about $20 for this at Wonderfest, but you can find them online for about $29, and usually that includes shipping from Japan. There's even a scanner version that's done in orange amber color in case you want to do car. Those are a bit harder to find. The red ones are quite common. And so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to incorporate one of these into one of these. Specifically, I'm going to convert an AMT Ertl Pontiac Firebird GTA. Now you're thinking to yourself, Jay, why are you converting that when you've got all the parts around to do one out of the box? Well, reason being is I bought this from a shop locally in town, and they're having a contest. Deadline is August 25th, and the idea is to actually build a model kit that they had in their shop. And they didn't have any Knight Riders on the shelf when I was there, but they had this one. And I did ask the owner, I said, hey, can I convert a Firebird and put some put some Knight Rider parts on it and convert it back? He said, yeah, he had no problem with that. And the beauty of it is when I do the conversion, I will show you how easy it is to put the little louver into the front fender. And since this thing is molded in gray and not black, it'll be a lot easier to show that. Plus, at the same time, too, one of the boxes that I have actually does not have a complete Knight Rider kit in it. It's got leftovers from the ones I built when I was in grade school and high school. And so I've got enough parts that I can scrounge that and complete this as a Knight Rider. And then I'll use some of the decals out of this. I'll put one of these on there. And at the same time, too, I'm also going to throw in, I'm going to try to incorporate the audio circuit from the 2013 Hallmark ornament. The voltages are 3 volts, just like the scanner. I'll probably power the whole thing with AA's, and I'm also going to try some of Boyd's techniques to see if I can light the dashboard and incorporate everything under the hood so it'll be a curbside. So that's what the project is going to be. I hope to start that within a few days or maybe a week. I'm currently working on another model, an F5, but that's what the current project is. I've already tested out the scanner. It works great. I was able to obtain one of those Hallmark ornaments dirt cheap, so I got no trouble with pulling it apart, as it were, in order to incorporate it into this project. And I think this is going to turn out looking really, really special. There's some other little tweaks I'm going to do as well. I'm going to try to do the interior and make it look a little more accurate. It's been a long time since I've done a car model, and this should be quite a liberating, fun experience. But that's what my project is. Thank you for stopping by and taking a look, and when I get to a point where I can show my first update, I will chime in and talk to you, and you'll get to see what kind of fun progress I'm having with my KITT kit. But in any event, that's what I've got for now, and until next time, thank you for watching.